I'm a huge AFL video game fan, so I thought it could be fun to look back and rank all the AFL video games, or at least the ones that I've played. Starting at number 15 with AFL Challenge for the PSP. This game is just a disaster. The players stumble around like they've all had a few too many, every kick is this awful looking up and under, and the marking is basically just a bunch of players standing under the ball. Everyone jumps, and the game just randomly decides someone to award the mark to. The game also only features 2 grounds. One is a sort of replica of the SCG, not the MCG, the SCG for some reason, and the other is a local footy ground with cars parked around the boundary. At number 14 is a slightly unusual game in AFL Mascot Manor. This one is something of a Crash Bandicoot or Mario style adventure game featuring the mascots of the AFL. The gameplay is clunky as, but I actually don't mind the concept with each mascot having levels based around their design. So Johnny Docker, who's kind of this surfer dude, his level takes place on a beach, which I think is a cool idea, but it's just a shame that it didn't actually make for a better game. At number 13 we have AFL Finals Fever. Like many games on this list, the gameplay is clunky and awkward, but it was released in 1996 and still manages to be significantly better than AFL Challenge. What's interesting about Finals Fever is that it's actually the last game to feature the Brisbane Bears and the Fitzroy Lions before they merged, and that also means it's one of the few AFL games to not have Port Adelaide. Number 12 is AFL for the Wii. Another one that doesn't play well, and like many Wii games, it has awkward motion controls forced into it. It does earn some points for being one of the first games to include secondary leagues such as the VFL. Number 11 is AFL Premiership 2005. Man, does this game feel unfinished. The awkward player movement, the weird giant goal kicking arrow that never felt right, and just how hard it is to stick a tackle makes this game pretty unplayable even compared to its own sequels. At number 10 is AFL Live 2. Wicked Witch were given something like 6 months to port their Wii game over to PlayStation and Xbox and turn it into something that True Blue could pass off as a sequel to Big Ants Live 1. And perhaps, unsurprisingly, it didn't turn out well. At number 9 and 8, we have AFL Live 2003 and AFL Live Premiership Edition. I've put these two together as they're pretty similar. The gameplay in these actually isn't all that bad. You can play a pretty fast brand of footy, and for these PS2 era games, it can be a bit of fun. Special mention to some of the mini-games in Live Premiership Edition, such as the Handball Challenge and Around the World. At number 7 we have AFL 98. I definitely didn't play this one as much as I did with AFL 99, so I went back and watched some gameplay videos of it, and weirdly enough, I was actually pretty entertained by the contest. It's very similar to AFL 99 in its gameplay, which is a good thing, but it is a little lacking in comparison in the graphics department. At number 6 we have AFL Premiership 2006. This was a big improvement over 2005, both graphically and from a gameplay point of view. Yes, it's still clunky, but it's a lot more playable than its predecessor. At number 5 we have AFL 99. For a long time this game really was the standard for fast, free-flowing gameplay, and it still kinda holds up today. Plus Bruce McAvaney and Lee Matthews is still one of the better duos we've had in the virtual commentary box. Number 4 we've got AFL Premiership 2007. This game managed to keep me hooked for about 4 years between AFL games, so while it may not be a great game, it still managed to be fun. The career mode was good fun, the gameplay, while still clunky, seemed a bit better balanced, and of course, I loved all the retro Guernseys. Into the top 3 now, and in third position we've got AFL Evolution. A lot of people didn't like this one, but I thought it did some good things, and laid a good foundation for the sequel. In second spot we have AFL Live. Some would say this is still the best, but either way, I think this is probably the most important game in the AFL franchise, for the way it set a new benchmark that really forced future games to at least try and put more effort in. And at number 1, I've got AFL Evolution 2. A lot of people won't agree, but I honestly think this game set a new benchmark. It's still got a bit of that Wicked Witch clunk to it, but I think the contested side of the game has never been better, and player movement across the ground feels so much more like the real game. So those are my choices, guys. Let me know in the comments below how you'd rank the AFL games, but until next time, I'll see you later.